What up, gang? Lane Carolina Jackpot time coming at you. It is Saturday afternoon. Also means it's December 2nd, 2023. Hope y'all are having a good one. Conference championship weekend, huh? Yeah. Newsflash. Once again, in case you didn't know, Gamecocks aren't playing any of these games, so I won't be live streaming them. Last night's Washington-Oregon game, very, very entertaining game, and definitely the first time that I've ever watched a Pac-12 championship game from cover to cover, bell to bell. Swear to God. Reason why, I just never really been that interested in them, but I knew last night's game, number one, would be a good game. Number two, I had a little bit of money riding on that thing-a-lang. That's right, your boy, Mr. Lucky. That's what my nickname used to be when I was a few pounds lighter anyway. Mr. Lucky, Carolina Jackpot, does it again 2 weeks in a row. An underdog strikes the upset, and I strike into a little bit of cashola. Won $300 off that thing. Nothing much. But, hey, I knew that Washington's already beaten Oregon. They've already beaten them, and they were not putting enough stock in them. Look how good Oregon's been playing. Look how crappy Washington's been the past 6 weeks. I mean, they ain't even, Mike Penix looked like a shell of his former self. Yeah, but you know what? And this is the only thing I really based that on, was just the old adage that nobody is as bad as they looked last week. Or in Washington's case, the past 6 weeks. I mean, look at last week, they barely beat, and I think it was about the same score. Maybe. I know it was about 3 points, an average ass. Excuse me, not even an average ass. It was a below average ass Washington State team. You'd have thought, oh, well, yeah, that's easy money. Take Oregon to mind the point. Nope. I was glad to see it too. Unfortunately, Jordan Birch, former Gamecock, knocked out of that game pretty early on. He had an injury, and I don't even know what it was. I was in the kitchen getting a couple of Debbie cakes and a Coca-Cola. So I don't know what happened. I just heard that he got hurt on the thing there, so hope he's all right. But he really was not a factor last night. But today's games, of all the ones that I think are pretty certain outcomes, I would say would have to be the Michigan-Iowa game. If Iowa was to beat Michigan, that would be that may well be one of the biggest upsets in conference championship game history, since they've been playing. What they've been playing these now like 30 years, given the particular conference. I know the SEC's been playing there since '92. I think that most of the other ones are somewhere around the same time frame, maybe not quite as long as them, because SEC went into divisions before these other conferences. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much a sure thing. Speaking of other sure things, Texas right now is putting the boots to Oklahoma State, and the mullet just can't compete, man. And I don't really think that it would have mattered who Texas faced today. I think they were going to slaughter them. Finally, that recruiting at the high level, and getting players at the NIL through a high level, it's finally paying off for Texas. So unfortunately, if everything goes according to plan and Georgia wins, Michigan wins, Washington's already won, all those teams are going to be undefeated, and Florida State wins and they're undefeated. Texas, I believe, is on the outside looking in, and I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a little bit dramatic there, and you may see the first time. You may actually see. I don't know if it's the first time, but it would be very disappointing for Florida State, I feel like, if they win today but end up getting left out of the conference championship game, or getting left out of the college football playoff, and Texas gets put in. I mean, I know they got a loss, but anybody with a set of eyeballs can tell you right now, sight unseen, not seeing what they're going to look like tonight, but I can pretty much imagine Texas is better than Florida State. They are. They would. Texas, I think, is probably at least a solid 10 to 14-point favorite over Florida State to me on a neutral field. But I don't know if they're going to get in or not, and I just really don't know how that's going to pan out. So a little bit of drama there. On the other front, transfer portal news, Gamecocks, not a whole lot of new stuff to report. As I told you, Monday is going to be the day. That's going to be the day when you really start seeing a bunch of fires coming from the smoke that we're already seeing. Kylik Horton, I think his name, wide receiver for the Gamecocks out of Santee, South Kakalaki, says he's going to jump in the transfer portal. I mean, I saw this news on Twitter, and then some intelligent Clemson fan puts down below there, Coots gonna have anybody left to play next season? Yeah, I mean, losing Kylik Horton and his 0 catches this year is gonna just absolutely throw a monkey wrench into 2024. Let me tell you, still not good. I mean, these are depth guys, but you could, and nothing against the guy, but you're not seeing it. You didn't see any action this year. Didn't see any action. And you can't tell me that anybody who... I don't think South Carolina's coaching staff is by any means the best evaluators of talent out there, but I also don't think that they're just absolutely blind, okay? And if this guy was any good, he would have seen some sort of action, and he just didn't. Now, that's not a shot at the guy. Some of these players are not... They don't have the skill set the other ones do. And there's nothing wrong with them. It is what it is. You got to have bench warmers in every sport known to man. He was one of them, and hopefully he'll be able to figure out something. So I do like that, like on Twitter and stuff like that. When a guy like that transfers, people are like, good luck, young man. God bless you. Thank you for being a Gamecock. Thank you for what you did. But then when somebody like Juice Wells transfers, you know, and look on the Twitter box, and people be like, yeah, you stole money. Yeah, you're a bum, scrub, sellout. What's wrong with you? Don't lie. I mean, I feel the same way too, I guess. But it's just kind of funny. What else? I'm just kind of making a video today about random topics. Sometimes that's entertaining, sometimes not. Oh yeah, I wanted to rebuttal to this. Our boy is at it again. Old Sportstalk J, the Tennessee Vols YouTuber, runs a really good channel over there. Over there on YouTube. I'm gonna put a link to the video down in the description box below if you've never seen Sportstalk J. What are you doing? Go see Sportstalk J. Subscribe to him. And I'm still going to give him a little bit of a hard time over his video here, but I would not steer you wrong. I don't tell y'all to watch YouTubers that I don't like, or YouTubers that I think put out misinformation, or just elsewise as somebody that I wouldn't watch. So go check out Sports Talk J. Subscribe to him. He put out a video about the Gamecocks again. Sports Talk J likes to talk about the Gamecocks. He likes to talk about them a lot in respect to the Michigan Connor Stallion sign stealing, possibly you stole Tennessee's signals stuff that we've all heard about. And then he's also got he's also running with the conspiracy theory that South Carolina also had Clemson signals last year. That's why Clemson didn't run Will Shipley in the second half when he was averaging over 6 yards a carry in the first half. And Clemson had 2 special teams blunders. One of them really not leading to any points, but one of them just really silly. The other one led to them not being able to drive for a game-winning field goal. So, but we had their signals, right? If you go back and look at it, Tennessee played Clemson in the bowl game last year, and Tennessee only allowed 14 points to Clemson. Clemson scored 14 points offensively. The Gamecocks beat them 31-30. South Carolina gave up 21 points to Clemson. Now, where does the 30 come from, Carolina Jackpot? Well, I'm going to tell you. 2 points of that was from a safety, and 7 more points of that is where Spencer Rattler threw a pick 6. So there you go. You scored 7 more points against Clemson than what we did as an offensive unit. So Tennessee, I'm starting to look at you. Maybe I'm pointing a finger at you. Maybe I'm questioning whether or not you had Clemson signals. There's a little bit of smoke there. I think I'm going to investigate that a little bit more. No, I'm just kidding. But, he put out a video yesterday talking about the Gamecocks and the transfer portal. And look, people will say these things. They'll talk about this stuff till the cows come home just to try to get under the Gamecock skin. Really, a lot of things. You have to have a thick skin to be a fan of a team like a South Carolina. If you don't, a lot of things are going to make you mad. A lot of things are going to make you upset, and you might just want to take your ball and go home. But to that point, you talked about how good of a job Marshawn Lloyd did at USC this year. He rushed for like 800 yards and maybe like 9 touchdowns. And yeah, he did. He was more successful at USC than what he's been at South Carolina. He wasn't hurt at USC either. At South Carolina, he was hurt the entire second half last year. He also was playing behind a questionable offensive line. And let's just face facts, USC has a better offense than South Carolina does. They have better offensive play callers. They've got a better offensive game plan. And they also play against softer defenses. So, it makes sense, all the sense in the world that Marshawn Lloyd would rush for more yards at the West Coast USC. Also, he said something about Mario Anderson. The Gamecocks replaced him with another running back. Well, he's nothing compared to what Marshawn was. That's not entirely true. Mario Anderson was playing behind a terrible offensive line. Now, I say that Marshawn Lloyd played behind a questionable one year before that. Mario Anderson at sometimes may have just been out there standing in the backfield trying to run the ball forward with 11 guys coming at him. That's how bad the offensive line was at certain points this year. I don't think that he played particularly poorly given those circumstances. Once again, though, that's a coaching issue, and that's just one that's going to have to be corrected. But, those things, they kind of, I got to call people out on their stuff when they're telling you a little bit of something that may have a ring of truth to it, but it also is laden with a little bit of that old bullshit. Yeah. I got to let y'all know about that. Anyways, guys, hopefully we got a good game coming on this afternoon. I'm fixing to head that way here in just a second to watch that. Georgia versus Alabama. I don't know if there's any chance that Alabama can strike the upset, but if they do, I'm here for it. I want to see the meltdown that will be Georgia Bulldog Nation if they, in fact, do pull the upset. And here's another thing. I want to get into this real quick, too, before I get off here. That was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, when Georgia played Tennessee. And I said I was taking Tennessee in the points, and I thought they could pull upset off in Neyland Stadium against Georgia. Look, I had people coming at me from 500 different directions. It was Georgia fans. Well, you just, douchebag. Look at you. I know you hate Georgia and everything, but okay, first of all, I've never said that I hate Georgia. To be quite honest with you, I don't really have anything negative to say about Georgia other than when South Carolina plays them, right? Because, you are the opponent that week. I'm not going to sit here and hype you up and talk about how great you are and lick your butthole. I'm just not going to do it. I absolutely am not going to do it. Rarely do I even mention Georgia a whole heck of a lot. Otherwise, when I'm just talking about who they played last week or who they got coming up. People say, I know you want to see the dogs lose. Just some of the dumbest stuff. And this tells me there's a lot of bandwagon fans out there who have jumped and hitched themselves to Kirby Smart and his team the past 3 years. And for the regular Georgia fan who's been rocking it the long way, who remembers Herschel Walker running around back in 1982 winning the Heisman Trophy, that's got to be kind of irritating. Or even if you're younger, okay, if you remember, you remember David Pollock, if you remember some of the lean years of Mark Richt when you only won 9 games, that type of stuff. You got to kind of be chapped a little bit over all those bandwagon people. But anyway, Carolina Jackpot doesn't hate Georgia. Carolina Jackpot really doesn't hate anybody. except for Clemson. I mean, I dislike Tennessee to some degree. I dislike Florida to some degree. But I don't hate any teams outside of Clemson. So I don't hate Georgia. I don't really dislike them to any degree. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'll see you guys later on. I appreciate it. Peace. I'm out of here. Still, keep the faith. Go Gamecocks. We're going to get through this, baby. We're going to find us some dudes. I got faith in Shane. Well, I have no faith in Shane Beamer. But I got faith in the system. I got faith in the good Lord that he's going to find somebody for us. I'll see you guys later. Appreciate you. Peace. And I'm out of here. Go Cox. Woo.